Alright, here we go. Farming Guide, Part 1, Catacombs and Necropolis. Oh, I've got a rune of spoil. That's cool. Now that I'm quitting, I have a rune of spoil. Okay, so since I've made this server review, it was my last live, and I've actually shouted to the server and to my clan. They were all asking what happened, why didn't I show up, etc, etc, don't leave. Well, since I actually told them, well, there's a live stream going on, and they didn't even show up to see, that just looks how they are interested in what I'm actually saying, you know. So I think that shows a lot. So since I'm alone, I'll remain alone, and I'll show you how to farm the Catacombs and the Necropolis. It's very basic, it's very easy. So at the beginning, you'll start in Talking Island. This is starting from the beginning. You start the game in, well, let's say not since you start on your starting point for every class, then the first thing you have to do is just going for the Catacombs. So we go for the Catacombs at the beginning of the game, and then we reach level 40, let's say level 40, and you keep going, you keep farming. Well, I mean, let's start for the best combination. So you make a mage. Let's say you make a mage as a main, and you will make a second character, like a warlord, for leveling up and XPing your own character. So you start at the same point, those two characters, and you just go to the Catacombs of sacrifice, or, well, at the beginning, at level 10 you can already go here, at level 20 you can already go there, and so on. At level 40 to 60 it becomes a little harder, but then you can use shadow coupons. So when you use shadow coupons, a pole and a D grade armor, it's more than enough to make some trains on low level Catacombs. So let's see if I remember correctly. I don't even remember where is the shadow coupons anymore. It was supposed to be here someplace. Well, you can always buy. It's cheap. At the beginning you're broke, so maybe if you join some academy, they will give you some money, and you buy some gear, or they will offer you some gear. Oh, there's no armor. Okay, sorry. There's no B grade, C grade shadow armor. But, well, even naked, if you buy like D grade, C grade accordingly to your passive skill for level, if you buy a pole, it's easy to farm. I've done that with the Hawkeye. I've leveled to level 76 or 77 with the Hawkeye just by myself, pulling trains on Varka and everywhere that I could. Even on Fog I had a B grade. Well, mainly I had these shadow poles. I used C grade shadow poles for some time, according to the level. Then I passed to the B grade pole, and then I bought this critical stun. Buying this critical stun at the beginning is the best thing you can do, because it will allow you to stun the mobs and not die. Sometimes it will save your life. So then you go Necropolis. You can always skip 10 levels ahead, and the Catacombs the same thing. At some point you can come to 7 to the witch, or the equivalent for the devotion and the martyrdom, the martyrdom and the whatever, and you can start to do trains here with A grade. Okay, with A grade. You can even do one real simple thing. I'm going to show you on high level. What is it? You can just come to a vacant room. Let's say this one is actually vacant, and well, now it's vacant. Before there was people everywhere. You have wall hacks, so you can check if there's some people anywhere. Unfortunately, I cannot check to the walls in here. But there you go. You just choose a room, and then you can just do this very easily. You can just next target and stuff, and you can just stop a little bit and put your skills. And now I fucked up my buffs, and now this dude is gonna come steal my mobs, most likely. So yeah, basically you can just do this over and over again if you want to farm Ancient Adena and to level up. So yeah, now I'm slow as very slow. Okay, so let's make it. Oh, and another thing, Scrolls of Escape. You can buy Scrolls of Escape in the shop, but there's no point in buying normal Scrolls of Escape, because if you just make a macro for unstuck, it will do the same thing. So just do unstuck macro, and you don't need to buy anything. So that's one way of farming, just staying on one room, aggroing the mobs, and just staying there for some long time. Like, let's say you stay there for the whole buffs, just doing that. It will give you a very good amount of ancient of green seal stones, at least on level or high level. It will be like 2-3 million ancient Adena, maybe more. I don't remember quite well, but I think I would make like 1 million plus, like 1.2, 1.5 millions just by standing there and farming. So it's a good drop. So there you go, and here you have some details that you should be aware of. So what is it? Buffs. You have to clear some buffs here. You gotta press Alt, left click, and you gotta clear some buffs that you don't need. You don't need renewal. You don't need champion, because you need 3 spaces for this. Right? And if you want to use the Lionheart, you have to take off, like, let's say, Blast the Shield, and then you have 4 vacant spots. That's cool, because you won't lose Windwalk. And if you want to make a buff system stuff, I've tried to make mine, but it wouldn't accept some premium buffs, and I have coins, so I didn't understood why that didn't happen. So yeah, okay. So mainly, I've ran with D grade armor, a B grade weapon, and most of my time I've spent with this Nightmare leather armor, which was the best armor I've came up to farm, and it was like almost free. I've got all the drops. I had to buy like one helmet or 1 boots, very cheap. And why is this armor good? Because when you take any other armor, for example, Talon helmet, Talon armor, or any other one, it doesn't give you vampiric rage. It doesn't give you vampires, you know. So it converts 3% of melee damage into HP, and it has dex. It takes con, okay, but it has dex. So the dude attacks very fast, and if you have a good set of dice, which I don't have here, you will have even more coin, like 11,000 probably of HP. Because I'm betting on Dex and Strength, and I'm going for Dex more than Strength. So yeah, you just stand and farm on the Catacombs, and it's easy farming there because mobs are very squishy. On the Necropolis, on the Saints, it's a little bit different. There's some know-how, or at least timing. So what do you do in here in Saints Necropolis is you pull this room first, then you go for the second room, you pull the... Why I'm so slow? Oh yeah, I don't have clan anymore, so yeah, probably it's also because of that. Oh good gosh, man. And then you just go for this room, and you aggro the mobs as well. This is when the server is kind of empty at night. This was working with me like very easily. So I could pull all of these rooms by nighttime. And I could make, let's see how much seals I have, and let's see how much seals I will have at the end. So 577. That's it, bashing mobs. Here we go. You see, Nightmare leather armor making its making what it's supposed to be doing, just draining HP to your character. That doesn't happen with Talon. It actually has a lot of more attack speed and a little bit more PDEF and stuff. But this Nightmare leather armor, dude, it's the best armor. I think I'm not gonna kill this one. So let's see. It gave like around 50,000 something, more or less 50,000 seal stones. Now you just have to repeat the process, okay? Of course, now it's empty, it's easier. The mobs aren't even alive yet, so you can actually go to other room. You can go to the next room there. It's empty. Or you can go try farm even further, but it's no point because I just wanna make the video for well, entertainment purposes and, you know, sharing the knowledge. And it's gonna be boring to kill this mob, so let's see if they spawn a couple more. Alright, same stuff here. You can just idle and oh yeah, and one thing, if you want to keep calling mobs from now and then without paying any attention to what you're actually doing, you can just lower your MP to the limit, and from once in a while it will actually be enough for you to call mobs. So you just call mobs when you have MP, and that's one way to not be wasting money on mana pots, because they are very expensive in this server, very expensive. So let's see how the HP of the dude is going, because I really wanted to show at least the drop and how much does it drop. Sometimes they they die very fast, and sometimes they just stun you, but well, doesn't matter. In the end, you will have things done. And I was doing this with a B grade spear. I was doing that with that lance storm, I think, critical stun. So they didn't stun me as much as they do now, because the Saint Spear doesn't even have haste. So it could be a little bit faster, like 1000 something, because I think I had 1000 something with Drill Fight. Now I don't, because I don't have any clan skills. So yeah, champion gave very crappy drop, 3000 stones. Usually it gives like 5000, 6000. I had some that gave me like 8000, 9000 and 150, 170 red seal stones, 300 something Adina. So this one was very bad, but I think those that drop better are the Lilium Knights, the big ones. Okay, so I've shown you how to farm on these rooms with A grade and an S grade weapon. You can do this with D grade armor and B grade weapon. It will take a little longer. It will. Of course, you have less P attack, less HP, less P def. It's gonna be hard, but since you have the critical stun weapon, that's the key thing. You won't be dying or losing so much HP if you have just a shadow weapon, B grade shadow weapon. I've ran with the B grade shadow for some time, and I died sometimes because of that, because I didn't have any special ability. But then I thought, well, let's just buy that, and until I get a Talon Glaive or a Saint Spear. So yeah, that's how you farm on the Catacombs of Dark Omens, the Forbidden Path. You just stand farm or run around. I like the Necropolis more to be running around, because it's very close to each other, the mobs and the rooms. You just make a little, well, it's a big movement, but you bring all the rooms, and if you even go further, maybe when they all are dead, you can just go the other way around. I used to do that too, so I was going just back and forth, and I've made some like 20 million ancient Adine or something like that, and I was able to sell it 12,000 million for 6 coins of luck. So when that happened, I thought, well, maybe there's a chance here in this server, but no, I think there was just some luck that I had, because then I started to need to craft, and I thought, well, if I'm gonna need this amount of ancient Adina to craft, then I won't be able to sell. But if I sell, maybe I'll be able to buy weapons over enchanted. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So from the beginning, you start on your main town. You make 2 characters. You make a mage, let's say, as a main, or a fighter, or whatever the character is. If it's gonna be a titan or a warlord, you can always make 2 to enjoy the bonus. But you make 2 characters in this kind of server. There's one that's going to pump up the other one, and that one is going to be your secondary character, a warlord, preferably. Then you go to Necropolis, sacrifice, because this is the first one. It's the 20 to 30, and then you can go for the Catacombs. Okay, but whatever, either way, Catacombs or Necropolis, you always go like 10 levels difference. Then you get the shadow gear. When you get the shadow gear, you can still be killing with 10 levels difference. Then I advise you to buy a lance weapon, lance B grade weapon. The spear, what is it? Lance critical stun, it's 15 million. It will save your life. And in the meantime, if you're lucky enough, you'll gather enough pieces for a helmet, for a nightmare armor. Or if not, maybe since it's the most overrated armor in the server, maybe you'll be able to buy it very cheap. So yeah, just stick with the nightmare. Take off the buffs I told you. You can take Berserker Spirit if you want to get more defenses. Since you can buff the Hot Springs Flu, this attack speed will substitute your P attack, but it's worth it. To me, I think it's worth it. This will increase your critical attack, and you still have the Blessing of the Queen, which you can buff, and it will give you more critical damage.